Hey guys, it's Brandis. So this weekend on Saturday, I was able to attend the Texas Clinic, and I got some really good videos and some things to share with y'all this week. Hopefully everybody had a great spring break. Hope everybody got rejuvenated and we're ready for this qualifier season. And I wish all the teams good luck, whoever's competing in the next few weeks. Some of the things that Jared Elliott talked about, I really loved. He talked about, number one, 60 to 70% of the game is spent in the ATA system. So make sure that in your practices, you're really emphasizing, the girls hitting and setting in that ATA system mode. So remember, 60 to 70% of all game is spent in ATA system, and if you are on a higher level team, that percentage can even go up. So make sure you're training for that in your practices. They had a sports psychologist there. He talked about eye contact and how important it is to make eye contact with your players and how the players need to make eye contact with each other. So he said that they have a rule in their gym that's called eyes up. So anytime somebody makes a hitting error and they come in, they have to immediately connect with that eye-to-eye contact, and their keyword in that huddle would be eyes up. So Kat McCoy was like big time. She was talking about how important it is, her role as a leader, to bring those hitters up when they have those errors in those crucial moments. But I love the eyes up concept. That was great. He talked a lot about culture and expectations of how you run your practices. The more that you can get that information out to them and the more clear you are, the better it's going to be with your players. They're not confused. They're going to know the expectations immediately going into practice. So work on that culture and expectations being just really consistent. Don't start changing things because certain situations happen. Just try to be really consistent. He talks about, they do a lot of deep hitting drills to where, they're not hitting straight down, but they're really trying to focus on hitting that perimeter of the court, the deep, the last 5 to 10 feet in the court is where they're aiming to hit the ball. So, when you're hitting and you're talking to your players, hitting straight down may work every once in a while, but percentage-wise, that's not the best way to score as many points as possible. He also talked about how crucial wide setting is. So setters who set the ball past the pin, 66% of the time it can end up in an error. So focusing on, even if you can bring your setter setting in just a little bit more opposed to past the pin, that's gonna limit that error management, and you're gonna be able to manage your court just a little bit more. So just a couple things from Jared Elliott and his staff. Hopefully you can take some of that and take it back. One thing I got for you, and I'm gonna send this in the email, is my leader to distraction scale. So I have this scale, it's posted up in our locker room, and there's a couple of players, and a question that I asked the girls is, which one are you? So number one would be a leader. Does what is expected and has the ability to make people around them perform better, has the X factor. I've had so many players in our gym think that they're leaders, but they don't have the ability to make others better. So that's what I think that is a true crucial thing that separates that X factor from somebody else. You can be a leader, but not, but be a selfish leader. So we're trying to train that servant leader role and making others better. Number two is the contributor, does what is expected and more, but doesn't exhibit the ability to make others better. So, that's kind of pretty self-explanatory. Number three is going to be the participant, does only what is expected but nothing more, has a 9 to 5 mentality. Observer is the fourth one, does less than what is expected and has to be probed by the coach or teammate to meet expectation. Some of the teams that have players that are just not as committed, sometimes you'll have a lot of team players that are like that. They're the observers. And then the last one is the distractors. Does does less than is expected and distracts somebody else from doing what is expected. So I've had a few of these people run through our program, major distractors. They're there to have everybody, give them a laugh. But they're not really there for the serious reason. So, posting something like this up, or, changing this a little bit to help you fit your program and your team, that would be really good. Couple of ideas for you to take with your team for the next month. So anytime when I had my 15 national or 16 national team, and we were getting ready to maybe go to Atlanta or go to Baltimore or wherever for a qualifier, we always did a parent dinner before we went to the tournament. And it's like kickoff dinner to the national qualifier that we're about to go to, and it kind of just gets everybody really pumped up. If I didn't have time to do a dinner, I would do where I would bring all the parents to practice before we went to that tournament. And we did, I love having the parents talk to the kids and have the kids talk to the parents. So, you're in a circle after practice right before you're about to go. You're leaving Thursday. You bring them in and you talk to them about, they go over their goals. They go over, what they're going to accomplish when they go to that tournament. They talk about, what's the value and the commitment and what sacrifices that their parents have when, going to get there. What was the process that went into, going to that national qualifier? So, I think that when the parents and the kids can talk right before. Hi, Coach DeFleur. Hi. I think that would be a vital role to help you in that going to qualifier. The next thing would be to, Mother's Day is coming. I always had my kids write some sort of card, and they would, very inexpensive. They don't have to go buy anything, but they can just write something out. And when we were on that Sunday, either before Mother's Day or after Mother's Day, after we shake hands with the other team, we'd run out, give our parents a hug, give them that card. And it's just a great way to connect and make sure that they know that they're very valuable. And the last thing I have for you is I'm going to be there on Sundays, and if your team is practicing, I would love nothing more than for you to give me some players to work with. So if you want to focus on your middles and you want to give me all your outsides, or you want to give me your setters, and as long as they're not Lake Travis kids, I can work with them and coach them up and try to help you and your team. So utilize me in whatever way you need. If you need anything, drills, concepts, you want to just talk volleyball, please don't hesitate to give me a call. Send me a text message. I would love to connect with you. Good luck this weekend. Kick some butt at some tournaments. Go beat all those other teams, and go give it your all. All right, bye.